Greetings, Helldivers. Ervin here to bring you the latest Galactic War update for Helldivers 2. This is now actually a big week historically for the Helldivers in two different ways, as we've successfully thwarted the Illuminate's initial plans that they've been working to actuate since their return to the galaxy late last year. The Penrose energy siphon was successfully deployed, draining the Meridia singularity's dark energy, drastically reducing the black hole's momentum towards Super Earth. The accumulated dark energy has been reduced from dangerously high levels down to only 24%, meaning Meridia is now set to come to rest before impacting both Mars and, most importantly, Super Earth. The completion of this major order also added the new-ish grenade battlement stratagem to our list. I say new-ish because it's a grenade launcher emplacement mounted on a wall. The grenade launcher is statistically the same as our standard launcher, deployed as a support weapon, and the wall is, well, it's a wall. It's able to protect you from anything any other hard cover would normally protect you from, including large explosions. And yeah, it's a chest high wall with 3,000 health and 50% durability, so it can soak quite a lot of incoming non-explosive damage before being destroyed, and a moderate amount of explosive damage. Can't say it's the most interesting addition to the game ever, but with its low cooldown of only 102 seconds with all ship upgrades, I can see it being deployed to our more defensively inclined operations going forward on a semi regular basis. Further operations are still ongoing to prevent the continued harvesting of dark energy by Illuminate forces, as Ivis, Nublaria, Pylon, and New Haven are still on course for destruction later on this year. While it would be a tragedy for these planets to be destroyed in the same way as Moridesh and Angel's Venture, the Ministry of Defense has stated, quote, "That's a sacrifice we are willing to make. Ivis is cooked." A statement I could not agree more with, as the Automatons have launched a brutal offensive across the northern quadrant of the galaxy towards Malevelon Creek for the first time in a year. Malevelon Creek is a historic monument to those who sacrificed their lives in the early days of the Galactic War to hold off the initial invasion by the Automatons. While other more fortunate Helldivers were recommissioned and sent to the front lines on the Terminid front, these brave heroes stood against the much more dangerous enemy that was the rocket devastators with Instagib light rockets. Yeah. Oh, I got rocketed. No, please, let me get up. The initial brutal difficulty of the conflict with the automatons over Malevelon Creek was also what pushed major advancements in our guerrilla warfare tactics and saboteur style that has remained popular and widely used to this day. Although major advancements in our arsenal have certainly evened the playing field since then, Malevelon Creek's memorial to the fallen heroes serves as an important reminder of those who sacrificed their lives so that we may live long enough to see them, and the fallen heroes' vengeance cape a reward for those who participated in this historical event. This is why it is of the utmost importance that we break this new offensive by the Incineration Corps, set to disturb the final resting place of the Creekers for the first time in the war's history. The Ministry of Intelligence suggests that the automatons have somehow been made aware of this memorial's significance to our troops, and see this as an opportunity to deal a heavy blow to our morale by taking the creek from us just before Malevelon Creek Memorial Day on April 3rd. The investigation as to how this information leaked to our enemy is currently ongoing. Ghost Divers Dispatch orders all active Helldivers to participate in a gambit for Ingmar. Currently, Ingmar has the DSS parked in its orbit, granting a 10% bonus to its liberation rate. It's imperative we continue to vote the DSS to stay within Ingmar's orbit until liberation of the planet is concluded. Otherwise, the Moth Divers faction, which makes up a staggering number of our forces, may pull their support before the gambit can be successful. And we're going to need every Helldiver we can deploy to make this very risky gambit a reality. As of the time of reporting, the liberation of Ingmar is only slightly more than 1 hour ahead of the end of the defensive campaign on Vandalon 4. If we successfully take Ingmar before then, the attack on Vandalon will be cancelled in its entirety, and the automatons' march on the creek will suffer a massive setback. If we fail the gambit, however, and lose Vandalon, The automatons will have 5 full days to threaten Malevelon Creek, with only one planet between them and the memorial, allowing them to advance on both Maya and Mantas at the same time, forcing a new conflict to eventually befall the creek. Should we fail the gambit, it will be almost certain that Malevelon Creek will become a battlefield once again. But if we are successful, there will still be a realistic chance that we may still protect the resting place of our fallen heroes. And that future does actually look pretty realistic at the moment. As news spreads that the creek may be in danger once again, enlistment and re enlistment rates have reached new peak levels that have not been seen since the Illuminate's re entry into our galaxy. Over 70% of our forces are currently deployed to the Automaton front, and dissident rates are at an all time low of only 20%. Clearly, the meme of Malevelon Creek is alive and well, remembered by many to this day. Should this trend continue leading up to the holiday, the Ministry of Defense speculates that the annual 2100 gun salute will be hosted planetside as planned. Tickets are selling out quick, so be sure to not miss out on this once in a lifetime event sponsored by Eagle Sweat. Don't just smell it, live it. While this offensive is going on, Strategic Advisory has also indicated that all active Helldivers are to ignore any current or future Illuminate invasions until Malevelon Creek is deemed safe from the automatons. While it's still possible for the Illuminate to speed up Meridia with two active invasions at the same time ever so slightly, Meridia will still be losing velocity even with one ongoing Illuminate invasion, and while stopping their invasions would of course slow the black hole down quicker, it has not been deemed a priority by command. The Terminid front is also quiet for now, but command speculates the bugs will likely make a move during this offensive to cut our forces and distract us from the defense of the creek. The Ministry of Defense has determined any losses suffered on the Terminid front due to ignoring these predicted attacks to be within acceptable parameters, and any Helldivers engaged in tomfoolery on the Terminid front this week over their duty to the creek's memorial service will be sent for re education via Freedom Camp for their dissident behavior. That's going to bring us to the end of this Galactic War news report. Grab your fire resistant armor, don the fallen hero's vengeance cape to honor your fallen brothers while you do so, and dive into Ingmar so that the gambit may be successful, preventing the desecration of Malevelon Creek. In the event we fail to take Ingmar in time, though, be prepared for the creek to once again become a legendary battleground. Thank you for watching till the end, and thank you to my coffee supporters who help keep the channel going. I'll see you next time.